Robert Oppenheimer, a brilliant physicist, stands as an enigmatic figure whose legacy is intrinsically tied to the creation of the atomic bomb. As the visionary behind the Manhattan Project during World War II, he led the scientific community to unlock the unimaginable power within the atom. Did Oppenheimer's creation ultimately serve as a deterrent against global conflict, or plunge the world into an era of unprecedented peril? How does his story reflect on the broader relationship between science, morality, and the unintended consequences of innovation? In this video, we will talk about Oppenheimer and his legacy. The mysterious genius known as J. Robert Oppenheimer was a man who looked weak, but whose mind was very complicated. His story, which changed the course of history, is a saga of brilliance, moral dilemmas, and the effects of having scientific power. Robert Oppenheimer was born in 1904 in the busy center of New York City. He was the son of wealthy German Jews who had moved to the United States. Even when he was very young, it was clear that he was not like other kids. He had a strong desire to learn, which would grow into a ravenous hunger for information. Even though he was only 9 years old, Oppenheimer was already reading philosophy in both Greek and Latin, which shows how smart he was from a young age. Because he was interested in nature, he went in a direction he hadn't planned. The young genius got interested in mineralogy and dove into the complex world of rocks and gems. Because he was so interested, he started giving talks at the New York Mineralogical Club, where the members were amazed by how much he knew. Oppenheimer didn't go to school like most people do. He skipped class and had a very smart mind, so he was 17 when he finished high school. He didn't waste any time getting into Harvard, where he finished his studies in an amazing 3 years. He set out on a relentless quest for information, trying to learn as much as he could about many different things. His desire to learn was clear from the fact that he took the most classes possible each term. This showed how much he wanted to learn, but Oppenheimer had a long way to go. He went to Göttingen University, which is well known for its contributions to the field of physics, to learn more. Here, he looked into the secrets of the universe even more by learning about subatomic particles and the structure of atoms. During this time, a Nobel Prize winner named James Franck took notice of him and admired him, which added to Oppenheimer's growing image as a brilliant mind. Even though his scientific work was impressive, it was something that seemed to have nothing to do with science that would change Oppenheimer's life in a big way. An old Hindu book called the Bhagavad Gita caught his attention, and he set out to learn Sanskrit so he could read it in its original language. This deep dive into Eastern thought left an indelible mark on Oppenheimer's worldview. It changed his moral outlook and made him think about the grave responsibilities that come with nuclear weapons. World War II was a chaotic time that would shape Oppenheimer's future. As the horrors of war continued, the world was on the verge of being destroyed, and when Nazi Germany discovered nuclear fission, it sent shockwaves through the Allied countries. In this terrible situation, Oppenheimer was asked to use his smarts on the Manhattan Project, which was a risky plan to make the most powerful weapon ever seen by humans. In the hot deserts of New Mexico, where it was very dry, Oppenheimer's genius came to life. The Trinity test, which took place on July 16, 1945, was one of the most important events in human history. Oppenheimer saw the results of his hard work when the atomic bomb went off, lit up the landscape, and sent a huge smoke cloud into the sky. Everything would change forever. At the end of World War II, people all over the country were relieved and happy. People thought that the atomic bomb was a sign of peace and the reason why a terrible war ended so quickly. Oppenheimer's name rose to the heavens, and he was called the father of the atomic bomb because of how smart he was. But there was a scary truth behind this victory. Seeing how much damage his invention could do left an indelible mark on Oppenheimer's mind. His view changed, and he became a supporter of slowing down the development of new weapons. Ethical concerns were looming large. and he pushed his fellow scientists with all his heart to change the path they were on and stay away from the edge of annihilation. But after World War II, things got complicated. There were political issues and the rise of the Red Scare. In the 1950s, when communism was a threat, Oppenheimer's voice of disagreement and calls for moderation made him a target. He was accused of not being loyal and having communist sympathies, which hurt his image and caused his security clearance to be taken away. The government that once praised him turned its back on him, and Oppenheimer was thrown out of the world he had helped make. This fall from grace was a powerful example of how hard it is to keep scientific progress and moral responsibility in balance. Oppenheimer used to be able to change the very fabric of reality. Now, he was just a normal person who had to deal with the results of his deeds. Oppenheimer's last years were full of emotional and professional problems. As he fought throat cancer, it was sad to see how much chain smoking had hurt him. He felt very alone because he was shunned by the science community and was haunted by memories of his past. But history has a way of showing us how wrong we were. An unexpected turn of events in 2022, the US government admitted that it had made mistakes in the past and publicly acknowledged Oppenheimer's loyalty. In 1954, a decision was made to take away his security clearance. This decision was later overturned, which showed that he was honest. The story of J. Robert Oppenheimer lives on as a multifaceted story that shows the heights of human intelligence, the depths of ethical turmoil, and the possibility of redemption. The effects of his choices are still being felt today, forcing the world to deal with the ethical problems that come with scientific progress. Oppenheimer's story goes beyond science and history. It starts with him being a curious child and ends with him playing a key role in making the nuclear age what it is today. It is a story that reminds us of the huge power and duty that come with scientific discoveries. It tells us to be careful as we move through the uncharted territory of knowledge and its consequences. Can one reconcile scientific achievement with its cataclysmic consequences? Oppenheimer's journey leaves us questioning progress itself. That's it for today. Please like and share our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.